Over the years, many people have said that a picture can be worth 1,000 words. In some cases, it's far less. This particular image can be summed up in just a couple of phrases. The complete inability to read the room or assess the tenor of the national conversation. So many have talked about Joe Biden being mentally compromised. I think this particular individual is right up there with him. In the future, if there are such things as dictionaries, when you open the Oxford Unabridged to the term tone deaf, you're going to find a picture of Kamala Harris. She is so mentally compromised that she doesn't even comprehend why her incessant cackling at inappropriate moments is so off-putting. She has no ability to do something called read the room. Now, I'm sure a lot of people are like, okay, great. Just wasted a minute of my life, Mucky, telling me something I already knew. What does it have to do with anything? Can anyone out there tell me a joke that would be appropriate at this moment? U.S. Army Green Beret, rolling off the back of an aircraft, widow, mother, family around. Are there any jokes that are appropriate? No, there aren't. Some people like to diffuse difficult situations with jokes, but if you had any sense of decorum whatsoever, you would keep your mouth shut and be quiet and respectful during this time. Now, there's something going on right now that proves the administration of this country is tone deaf. Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, the entire government in Washington, D.C. is tone deaf to what the American people are thinking and feeling after a quarter of a century of nonstop war. Now, once again, battlefield of the mind stuff. People are so caught up in their emotions right now, they can't even see it. They can't see the dichotomy of what's been announced. We have been so trained to just look at the information and then react emotionally. We don't have any more the ability to rise above it and say, wait a minute, that doesn't even deserve a reaction. Now, as always, love to have you at the Patreon channel. This is where we talk about stuff like this, gaining back control of your mind and learning to do things like read the room, assess the tenor of a situation. $1 per month, even less if you sign up for an entire year, and fully refundable first 90 days, no questions asked. Would love to have you. Hundreds of videos over there. Not a handful, hundreds going back all the way to 2018. Now, real quick, those of you not familiar with the term, tone deaf initially means somebody that does not have the ability to hear music or follow along with music, but in the more general sense, it means those who are insensitive to the concerns or difficulties of others, unable to understand matters concerning others' sentiment and opinion, having a lack of perception or having a lack of understanding. Now, 3.5 minutes in. House passes defense bill. All men aged 18 to 26 to be automatically registered for the draft. This might be the biggest case of tone deafness I have seen since I've been making videos on YouTube. The draft? Really? Really? You see, there was a time in this country when avoiding the draft or dodging the draft was seen as lowbrow. It was seen as cowardice. It was seen as evidence of someone who really didn't deserve a place in society. Well, now, after once again, a quarter century of nonstop war, actually longer if you go back to the initial battle back in 91. Today, it's real simple. Anyone they try to draft is going to go full stormtrooper when they arrive at basic training and wear it as a badge of honor. Now, those of you who aren't aware what going full stormtrooper means, they couldn't hit the broadside of a barn in the movies. And that's one super quick way to get sent home from basic training. Just keep missing. Remember the song from Finding Nemo, just keep swimming? Well, just keep missing. It's not hard to do. You will not be a cook. You will not be a tire changer. You will not be a blanket folder. You won't be anything if you can't get through rifle training. And these guys in the Round Browns have absolutely no training whatsoever on how to deal with people who don't want to be there. I've seen a lot of folks say, not my kids. Nope, not now. Not after what I've just witnessed the last 25 years, especially after Afghanistan. Absolutely not gonna happen. And believe me, it's incredibly easy to not make it through rifle training, especially in the Marine Corps. There are those every day who try and fail. And they're trying to pass, and they don't make it through. Now, some might say, but Florida Maquis, won't they get a dishonorable discharge? Won't they get a dishonorable discharge? No. Absolutely not. They won't. It's something called an entry-level separation. See, this young group that they're going to attempt to sign up against their will, they're going to take their failure in the military and bring it home as a badge of honor. There are so many corporations out there right now that are waiving any requirement to have college to go into high-paying jobs. One of the big threats the military always made is that if you don't make it through the military and we discharge you, you're not going to this, that, and the other in a civilian life. Not anymore. All that's gone. All that is gone. And here's the kicker. How many of you know that even if you get what they call an ELS, which means there's no characterization of discharge, ELS stands for entry-level separation. Meaning if you don't make it through boot, you don't make it through AIT, you don't get, you don't make it to 180 days. You don't get a classic discharge with characterization. You just get what they call ELS, inability to adapt. It's as if you were never there. You see, this is the tenor of the country right now. All these kids who are turning 18, their parents and their grandparents would be like, no, hell no, absolutely not. If you are drafted, if they try to make you go, we will do everything we can to stop it. But if you do, don't hit a damn thing at the rifle range. Don't hit a damn thing at the rifle range. It is super easy, and you'll be right back here where you belong, and nobody will hold it against you. And I don't know, honest to God, it's only for guys. It's not for women. And I don't normally recommend this channel, but, I'm going to give accolades where they are due. This is a channel called Angry Cops. The guy was apparently some reserve drill instructor, police officer, whatever. And he does videos parroting things that some are funny, but some are wildly inappropriate. Here's one where he talks about leading female soldiers is tricky. Believe me, females, if it would ever get to the point where they would try to drag you into the military against your will, it would be incredibly easy for you to get them to sign a piece of paper and send you right back home. In fact, in this particular case, it's not even the rifle range. This guy is making fun of a bunch of his own soldiers in land nav training. And land nav is far harder than the rifle range. And to fail at land nav constitutes basically a walk in the woods one day, where you just kind of meander around and don't find anything. That's how easy it is now. Those of you are like, wait, but how would they get... Here it is from VA Claims Insider. October 11, 2023, top 5 ELS separation VA benefits. Now, they're not the same as if you stay in, serve your 4 years, 8 years, 10 years, whatever. But you do get benefits. You do get benefits. Now, you can't do anything that could possibly be characterized as dishonorable, like disobey a direct order or do something criminal. Pardon me. But if you just can't adapt, or you can't hit the broadside of a barn, or you can't finish the land nav course, or you don't pass the PT test, they're not going to waste time on you. And once again, I know a lot of people are misinformed about this. They will not give you a non-combat role. Some people are like, well, if you can't make it, they'll find something for you to keep you. No, they won't. No, they will not. You have to have, for you to go to what, at least in what we call the Army, we called it AIT, Advanced Individual Training. That's the job beyond you being a soldier. Just to get there, you've got to pass boot camp. You don't pass boot camp, you don't go to AIT. It's just that simple. And if they think they're going to draft this generation, you see, way back when, that the threat of discharging somebody who didn't make it in the military was a real threat back during the Nam era, back in the 70s. And I would have even said even into the 80s that, it would have been a mark of horrible shame to have gone in to the military and then just quit. But now you would be celebrated, and you would have the support of all of your family, all of your friends, and tons, because there'd just be no way. There are people now that are on the right, that are conservatives, that would say, hell no. Not now, not under this administration, not under the previous one, not under any. Because of this. Because so many people have had this moment. So many people, and they're tired of it. Especially those who have had this moment from the conflict in Afghanistan, where we were basically defeated and retreated. If there were ever a piece of evidence that shows those in Washington, D.C. have absolutely nothing in common with you, average citizen, this is it. They are absolutely tone deaf. They have no idea the level of mistrust and distrust and disgust the people of this United States have with them. They just don't get it. It is just like the cackle. It is just this entire idea of attempting to draft, auto draft, or put boys into selective service automatically and consider women. All this, it's basically one giant Kamala cackle. It is so unbelievably tone deaf. The pushback on this is going to be something that they're going to be like, whoa, wait a minute, hold on. I thought people wanted to serve our country. Not now. After Afghanistan? Are you kidding me? After Afghanistan, are you kidding me? That they have anybody signing up right now, to me, is an absolute miracle. After that debacle. So I think this picture sums it up completely. I'll give you the link, and you can read this for yourself. It's House passes defense bill. All men aged 18 to 26 to be automatically registered for the draft. U.S. House of Representatives, nope. Sorry. It's just, it's funny, they say failure to have done it voluntarily can result in fines, imprisonment, denied benefits. One time was a felony. Now, the former president of the United States is a 34-time felon. Doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything. And once again, it's just as simple as going full stormtrooper. Miss everything at the rifle range. Oops, missed. Oops, missed. Don't hit anything. It's so easy to look like you're trying to hit and completely miss. Not hard to do at all. It's just going to be one giant revolving door that's going to cost the military and the government yet even more money. because people will figure it out. Just to go over this real quick on the benefits. Top 5 entry-level separation. This is VAClaimsInsider.com. Disability compensation. If, oh no, it would be terrible if you were in PT. If you were in PT and you tripped and you sprained your ankle and you bashed your knee, man, VA disability compensation, $165 to $3,600. Education and training. Now, you don't get the GI Bill, but you get something called Veteran Readiness and Employment, VRE, that you'll get no matter what. VA healthcare. This is the big one, VA home loan. You can get. You just have to basically not have gotten a dishonorable discharge. And these days, you've got to do something horrible. You've got to absolutely do something beyond the pale criminal to get a dishonorable discharge. And once again, ELSs don't have characterizations. First 180 days, entry-level separations are not like normal discharges. And once again, VA life insurance. And these are all ELS benefits that you can get for basically not hitting the broadside of a barn. Or being able to figure out land nav. Which is so much easier to fail. It is. It really is. See, learning to use the rifle would be a great skill to actually bring back out all of the military without actually having to do any military service for having gotten trained. So I would suggest maybe learning. Learning that. If you don't want to, if there's a problem with you being there beyond 3 weeks, but land nav's a joke. Land nav is just ridiculous. It's one of the stupidest things that you'll never use, that you will never use, and easy fail, easy way to get out. They might try to recycle you, but once again, if if you do a bad enough job, they're gonna eventually ask you, why are you here? I mean, do you feel like you belong here? The real answer, no. It's just that simple. Now, if you're given a direct order, and the order is reasonable and not illegal, you need to do a D- level attempt to follow it. You can't just say no. That would likely get you dereliction of duty and a dishonorable discharge, and you don't want that. But there's so many things, so many ways, that you can get them to say, you know what, enough's enough. Enough's enough. This particular crop of drill instructors, Army or drill sergeants in the Army, drill instructors in the Marines, however you want to, whatever you want to call them, they don't have any training on how to deal with individuals who have been forcibly, against their will, put into their units. I think they're going to be one of the biggest ones to push back against it. I'll be very honest with you. Because they don't want to, these instructors, they don't want people there who didn't sign up. They don't want people there who don't want to be there. I mean, it was hard enough back in the 70s. Can you imagine now? It's just gonna be walk in, walk out, sign a few papers, be done. And I'm sorry, but this is one of my favorite memes. Galactic Empire employee of the month, TK714, for being the only stormtrooper to successfully shoot one of their heroes. And you can see he's like 30 feet away and he just gets her in the shoulder. So, and that's kind of the joke, but it was kind of one of those odd things about Full Metal Jacket, that the guy was having such a hard time. Those of you who've seen the movie know I'm talking about, Private Pile. The easiest way for that guy to have gone home would to have been miss at the rifle range. And at that time, using iron sights, and their standards back then, it would have been so easy. But all of a sudden, the guy who didn't want to be there, found the one thing that could have got him sent home and decided to be excellent at it. So anyway, I will leave it there. So you can pass that on to whoever you want to. If they make you go and you've got to go and it's a matter of, there being some type of a legal issue, go and, gosh, I sure hope you don't step off a curb the wrong way and twist your ankle to the point where you can't walk. I sure hope that doesn't happen. Or man, if your barracks, if you're up on a second or third floor and you happen to fall down the stairs and crack your noggin. I mean, boy, I tell you what, that would be awful if the military had to pay you disability for the rest of your life. Just saying. Because you're just not right, So I'll leave it there. God bless. Thank you so much for all of you at Patreon. Very much appreciate it. Pray for each other. Pray for me. I'll pray for you. Lift each other up. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.